Be sure and tell them Large Mars sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We went to movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained best pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the feeling bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large March Santa's podcast. Hey, hey.
First, when there's nothing but a slow glowing dream that your fear seems to hide deep inside your mind. All alone I have cried silent tears full of pride in a world made of steel, made of stone. Where I hear the music, close my eyes.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Sent Us podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about their childhood flicks and discuss them, which is the same as talking about them, but that's not important. I'm Sweetie.
And I'm Sweetie.
And today we're tackling another great film in the mega dance hit classic. I don't know.
What other mega dance hit
Dirty
classic did we do?
Dirty
Oh, shit,
Dancing.
you're right.
Hello.
I completely forgot. It was so long ago.
Hello. Yes. It is Flashdance. What I'm feeling. Beats believing.
Beats believing.
I can't have it up. Desmond's very upset because we're singing so loud. Well,
What a feeling.
a Flashdance is a little ditty made in the fantastic year of...
Woo, 1983.
That was when you were born,
Yeah, I
sweetie.
seem to really like all the movies that were made during my birth year.
What were the other ones?
What was the other one?
I don't think we've had one
This
yet.
is why I like this movie, because it was made when I was born. Yeah. Definitely wasn't Dirty Dancing, because I was 86, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Good thing we take such diligent notes.
I don't think we've had any 1983
No,
hits.
I
I'm telling
remember,
you.
like, mentioning
They've all
this
been
and
that
being
same
like,
freaking year,
I think this is why this is like
1988 or whatever.
my
89?
soul sister movie. I'm gonna
Well,
find it.
We're getting close to the end here.
Yeah.
Anyways, Flashdance stars Jennifer Beals as a welder / exotic dancer who has a dream. And her dream, well, those pages turning are really fanning me. Cool breeze over
I was
here.
gonna say maybe it was Karate Kid, but that was 84.
So I guess I
I
won.
guess nothing is right here. Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Well,
Wow, I'm really hurt. I thought it was one of these, and now my whole theory is completely
Well-
shot to shit.
it's all right. We'll have more. Oh my God! Don't rip the
Why are my
page.
pages so sticky? What got on this book?
You spilled something on it.
Yeah, this is
obviously.
bullshit. Okay, I'm wrong. So wrong. You guys,
All right.
we're editing this
Put
out.
down
This
the
is
notebook.
horrible.
It's very loud. It's very loud.
Okay, hold on. I'm taking over because this is one of my favorite films. I'm letting you take the spotlight.
You were busy flipping the notebook pages,
yeah.
so I had to do something.
I am a former dancer, and I really love this movie. I always have. I've seen it since I was a little girl and was way over my head. No idea this movie was rated R, BTW. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's boobs and like
They say
whatever.
cunt one time.
Yeah, they say cunt one time. A couple swears. Sexual dancing.
That time she puts her foot on his dick in the restaurant.
Yeah. Sexual. What is that called?
Undertones?
Yeah. So obviously when I watched this, I was like, I have no idea what any of this is, but I just love the dancing. I thought it was so funky. And as a young dancer, it really spoke to me, even though I didn't do this kind of dancing per se. I was a ballerina, but still, the message is there.
What's the message?
The message is, and I wrote this down, you give up your dream, you die.
Ooh, do you think that was the tagline?
I think it's a really good tagline.
Yeah,
it really
really
like gave me the movie
the
chills. Yeah.
The feels.
Yeah. So this is a great film with possibly, and I will fight anybody on this, one of the best movie soundtracks I've ever heard.
Sure. Yeah. After this movie, I have decided I'm going to be listening to nothing but the Flashdance soundtrack tomorrow to celebrate. So
so good.
I'll
Every
see you
song just fits. The main song, What a Feeling, by Irene Cara, amazing. Also did the Fame song. Fame, I'm gonna live forever. Light up the sky like a flame. She's like amazing. And that song won an Oscar. Avi, it is amazing.
Wait, What a Feeling or Fame?
What a Feeling.
Okay.
Fame might have too. And then Maniac, that's the other like huge one that came out of here.
She's a maniac on the floor.
And just the celebration of dance in this whole movie, whether it was the kind of the contemporary exotic stuff she did, the ballet, the break dancing, figure skating, if you want to call that dancing. It's just a celebration of movement thrown in with some kinky stuff and strippers and the seedy kind of, but still historical and beautiful part of the city of Pittsburgh. So yeah, fucking amazing movie. Every time I watch it, I'm like, this movie kicked ass. What do you think? You haven't seen it as much as I have.
Right. I think the last time I watched this was a few years ago when you made me watch it. You were like hungover or something, and you're like, we need to watch Flashdance.
Typical. It's either that or Karate Kid.
Yeah. So we watched it, and so this is what I remember. Good movie. Curious because there's hardly any talking in this movie. Like, I feel like it's all movement in music. Very little lines. The first lines of the movie don't even start until like 5-6 minutes in.
I wrote down that I noticed this in this watch. The scenes are really choppy.
Right. It's not a great film. I'll say it. No, I like
Knife in
no,
the back.
it's a great film, but it's not like technically a good film.
Well, no, I thought there were beautiful like parts to it, and like the shots are kind of interesting.
Yeah, but it's very like,
but it's choppy.
It's like a stew. Like
Yeah,
there's
it's a
just
stew.
a lot of stuff in it. I don't know if anyone's ever used that metaphor to describe
Flashdance
films,
stew.
but it's a stew of stuff.
It's going to make our synopsis pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it also feels a little long to me, even though it's only an hour and 35 minutes, which is very short for movies.
It did feel long.
Just in the middle, it seems to drag when all the bad stuff is happening.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just goes to show that bad things in movies are just sad. Just like in life, it feels like it goes on forever. It's just because the emotion's just not fun to be in. So
I hear that.
yeah. So let's start it up. We're a maniac doing the synopsis.
Yeah, sweetie synopsis.
Yes, sweeties. Alex Owens is an 18-year-old welder/exotic dancer in the glorious city of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She's a welder by day, exotic dancer by night, and she has a heart of gold, folks. She loves to dance, and it's her dream, and she will do anything she can to keep that dream alive, including being a welder.
Apparently make good money.
Apparently.
So much so she lives in this converted warehouse, which is probably like $1 million apartment now in Pittsburgh, but she could pay for it on her welder salary.
Well, it did look very dirty.
/ exotic dancing. I mean, I don't know how much she makes doing that.
At first, I was like, I could live in that cool warehouse, but I was like, it seems like I could never get it clean. Like, it would just always be dirty to me, and I'd be like, ugh.
There's like creepy mannequins everywhere,
Yeah,
and
what's up
it's
with
all
that?
open floor
She's got to
plan.
make her dance costumes.
Yeah, leaky radiator, but she has room for her ballet bar, and that's what's most
And
important.
that's cool. And she's got like old lady furniture, sick bed, cool dog named Grunt. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool life.
So I think the easiest way to do synopsis, because it's so random, is to just like throw out the other
I haven't
characters.
started.
No, I would do
I
it by
barely
like,
even got into it, and you just
throw out all the other characters in it.
Here comes Sweetie. Okay.
I think that, don't you think that's a good strategy?
What, throw out all the other characters?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we've got Alex Owens, who has two best friends. Number one best friend, old lady named Hannah, a nice old lady.
I think then that's 3 best friends, because I thought you were going to say the 2 at the bar and and
Oh,
Hannah.
well, I thought they came as like a package deal. Yeah, so old lady Hannah, who is just this old lady that she's friends with, who she's known her whole life, I guess. We're not
Yeah,
sure.
there's no actual info.
Yeah, there's no real backstory on Alex.
She says something about where she grew up and her dad like played music or loved music or something like that. So
But-
she has sort of like arts in her background, but you don't know why she's living in Pittsburgh by herself,
alone,
alone,
18.
working.
Yeah,
and who this Hannah woman is to her.
yeah. So shoddy details.
She's an old ballet dancer and definitely like a mentor for her.
Yep. Second best friend is Jeannie. Jeannie? Yeah. Jeannie? The waitress / figure skater with a questionable heart of gold. She's a little uneasy.
Traitor!
She's a little uneasy on the knees, on the legs. What's that expression?
Eyes?
No, like
mean not
she's
good looking?
not sturdy.
Well, I think her self-esteem is a little bit shot.
Self-esteem
She's
is
not
shoddy.
like Alex is like, she's a little bit, her one self-esteem flaw is that she doesn't think she's as good of a dancer. So when she like later tries to first audition for the company, she chickens out. But Alex is a strong lady, doesn't let anything get in her way. Jeannie is the opposite end of that spectrum. Kind of gives up easily. We'll talk about that later. Just not as, what do you call it? Strong as Alex.
Strong-willed as Alex.
Strong-willed,
Yeah. And then finally, Nick, the boss of where she does her welding, some company, I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing.
owns that
there.
company.
It's like a steel company, I guess. It's Pittsburgh Steelers. Hello.
Eh,
It's a thing.
steel.
It's a thing. He sees her dancing one night at Mawby's bar, which is where she does her dancing, was immediately turned on by her, I guess, and then realized that she works for him, so they quickly develop a relationship. So they're kind of dating throughout this. And he has money and is
he's
older.
much older. Divorcee.
Yep. So that's Nick. So that's kind of the main cast of characters. Right. So so Alex, her big dream is to audition for the
Pittsburgh Ballet and Repertory Company.
So a ballet company, and she has no real ballet experience. She is very good at dancing, is a natural talent. And she
Raw
wants to do
talent,
it, but
if
like
you
we said,
want
herself,
to
she
call it
doesn't
that.
have self-esteem. Like she goes there first and sees all these ballet girls and their blonde hair and upturned. They all had upturned noses. Like, I'm so pretty.
Oh yeah, and that's like what the whole ballet world is like. Though it's like you're just constantly checking out other people and comparing yourself to other people because the whole world is based on talent. Not necessarily raw talent, because ballet takes so long to train, and it's all about how thin you are. And I mean, not all, but like basically you spend your whole life comparing yourself to other people, and it can be super destructive. So she can't even escape that because she doesn't have any training. And so she goes in there and is just constantly like, oh my God, I'm never going to make it into this company. And, she's right. It seems a little strange to me that like, but it was a repertory company. So I don't know if they were looking for like different kinds of dance styles.
Yeah.
But there's no way someone with no dance training would be able to it's just impossible. Ballet just doesn't work like that. Like you can have raw talent and maybe start when you're like 10, but you still need massive amounts of training to get there. But this is a movie and it's a great message, so I'm sticking to it. Go Alex. You're awesome.
Yeah. So her life takes all kinds of ups and downs, really. She's having a good time. She's with Nick. She's enjoying life.
Very volatile relationship.
But one false move on his part, she flips the fuck out and throws a rock through his window.
She sees him at the ballet with another woman. Turns out it's his ex-wife. That is a little shady. I'm sorry. Like, what was she supposed to think?
I'm confused.
I don't know. Throws a rock through his window. Big scene at the end. He knows people on the Pittsburgh Repertory Company board, and so gets her the audition.
She finds out.
Flips out.
And then they're in a tunnel, and she's like, pull over the car, pull over the car. And he like pulls over the car. She gets out of the car in the tunnel, almost causes this giant accident. All these cars are backed up. She starts walking out like on the road of the tunnel, takes off one shoe and throws it at Nick, and then keeps walking with one shoe on. I don't know if you've ever tried to walk with one high heel on and one flat foot. Kind of impossible.
Yeah.
Never mind, in the middle of fucking nowhere on a busy city tunnel street. So very negligent
And
behavior.
walked all the way home, right?
She didn't have her bicycle, so
Right.
it's the other thing. She has a bicycle.
Yes.
She bikes everywhere.
She's a 10-speed commuter.
pretty
It's
awesome.
I want one so bad. I'm like, I want a 10-speed.
Yeah, 10 speeds freak me out, man.
Oh, skinny little tires.
Yeah, those tires are too
Yeah.
small.
But you go so fast.
Do you need to?
Yeah. You're
In the
commuting.
city?
You gotta
Just
get
makes me
to,
think
you
of,
gotta
like,
go where you
City-
need to go.
City of Angels are just like, I'm gonna
Oh,
coast down
God.
this hill. Woo, dead, you're dead. Anyways,
Yes.
so she gets the audition. A bunch of other stuff happens in between, which we'll probably mention as we talk about certain things. But anyways, the most important part is that she gets the audition. She goes to it. She has a what do I call it? A false start where she kind of messes up and then is like, oh, I can do it. And she does it. She gets back up. She nails the audition. Presumably gets it, although they don't outright state that. But she's very excited. Freeze frame. She's with Nick. She's happy. Life is great again.
Yeah.
So
you can, as the song says, I can really have it all. What a feeling.
What a feeling.
So she gets her dream. She has her boyfriend. She has her cute dog. Fuck you. No, good for you, Alex. She tried so hard, and that's the thing. Like, you try hard, you can make it most of the time.
Yes. Correct
But
message.
yeah, awesome. And so the end song plays. That's her like dance audition number. And it's an amazing performance because she mixes all these kind of sorts of dance. There's like gymnastics in it. There's break dancing. She pulls in like all the stops. And I think all the people who are judging that, or whatever those called, like the auditioners, were so used to like, stale ballet stuff, seeing all the same stuff. And then this girl comes along and it's like, boom, 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 boom. What a feeling. It's like jamming song. She's doing all these cool movements
Really
and they're
woke
like
'em up.
into it.
Yeah.
So I think she gets it on that alone. And she just has the passion.
She's got it.
She
really
can make
has
it
all.
happen.
Yeah.
What a feeling.
What a feeling. So I guess, do you want to talk about
Beats
favorite
believing.
parts?
Well, I'm going to first talk about my memories as a little girl about this movie and what scenes stuck out. So for me, the most traumatizing parts for me revolve around her friend Jeannie. Poor Jeannie.
Poor Jeannie.
Real sad sack. Not so many good things happen to her in this movie. So she's a figure skater, and that's her like passion. So she trains for 2 years, and she's in this like Ice Skate for America competition. She does the routine to the song Gloria, which is amazing if you don't know this song. Gloria,
Gloria.
I think they got your number.
Who sings that?
I think
Penny?
they got your alias.
Patty Benny?
No, it's Laura Branigan. Oh. I have a little fact about her and this actress in 2 seconds.
Cool.
So she falls a bunch of times, and then the second fall like doesn't even get up. It is so sad, and I remember like how traumatized I was about that as a little girl because it was like so sad. I like turned to Sweetie when we were watching it, and we're like, I've never seen an ice skater like not get up. Like, you always like watch ice skating competitions; they fall all the time. But like the one thing is like you get up and you keep going. You finish.
Probably watch this movie and we're like, I can't pull a genie.
God, you got it.
Can't
So like,
stay on the fucking ice until the weird
so
old
sad.
man judge comes out and is like, are you okay?
oh,
P.S. You're disqualified. Like,
awful. You have to
Sorry.
like finish your routine. So then, because that doesn't go well, she gives up that dream and then eventually gets like conned into becoming a stripper
at this
at this
disgusting.
gross bar named Zanzibar. This like disgusting pimp who hangs out at Mawby's bar, which is like the exotic dance bar. Always comes in there, and he basically is like flirting with her. He gives her like $100 one time, and like her boyfriend leaves to go to Los Angeles to become a comedian, and then he like the skeezy like pimp guy steals her and just like convinces her to strip. So Alex finds out, and this is the other scene I remember where she goes into the strip club, and Jeannie is like not even really stripping. She's like sitting on one of like the low whatever like things where guys can almost like touch you. And her legs are crossed, so you can tell she's not really wanting to show her like hoo-ha, but she doesn't have a top on, and she's just like swinging her legs around and looking like so bored. And Alex just grabs her off the thing, and she's like, "We're getting out of here." And I'm telling you, I wanted to save my friend from a strip club someday.
But would you? I feel like nobody's as strong as Alex. Like,
I know. Oh, you mean like
it's-
muscle
I
or
think
just
we
like
just need a
mood?
friend like we need a friend like Alex. Like
I
I need
know.
a friend like Alex who will like pull me off my feet and just get me out of there.
She pushes the pimp. The pimp falls onto the stage.
She's a badass.
She carries, like, puts her coat on her, and it's just like, I'm getting you out of here. And her friend's like kind of freaking out
Yeah.
and doesn't want to leave, but she really does. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's such a good
moment.
scene. Yeah,
I mean, she's a fucking welder. What do you think? Like, she's a badass.
She's a badass. But yeah, so those scenes, it was just like absolute failure and saving your BFF from a strip club. Stuck with me.
Yep. I mean, you just, it really drives home the idea strip clubs, bad, exotic dancing, good. Even though today they aren't really different, but I guess back then they were totally different
You
things.
don't think they're different? Isn't still exotic dancing where you...
I think they use that
yeah,
to
you're right,
classify
you're right.
like
I think that was
stripping.
Mawby's
now.
bar was a special kind of bar.
I would work at Mawby's bar in a second, and let me tell you why. I wrote down some things here. Okay. Mawby's bar. Number 1, good dancing. No stripping. It's really just dancing, sometimes in like flashy kind of clothes, provocatively, but you're never taking off your clothes.
And I feel like you're not doing it for the men.
Right. So that's the number 1 thing, which is the first scene of this, well, after the welding, is Alex's routine at this club, and she's wearing like a giant bulky suit. And it kind of is driving home the point that like she's not doing this for the appeal of men, really. I mean, she eventually like pours a bucket of water over her and like isn't like a bathing suit sort of lingerie, but like whatever. It's besides the point, you guys. I'm just saying, like, the dancing is good. It's not sexy. It's just really good dancing, and they're just great dancers.
And they don't get tips or anything.
Right.
It's not like people are throwing stuff on the stage.
Just like a stage show.
Yeah.
So other than
Or
that,
almost like burlesque, maybe?
yeah,
maybe more like that.
Yeah. But yeah, the Mawby's crew is very supportive and
Yes.
caring. It's a caring environment. Everybody comes out and watches your set. The manager is nice and like does a funny like dresses as a bunny rabbit on Halloween and comes out on the stage. Lets the chef do his weird comedy routine every now and again. Like, it's a nice place. They're all friends. It's great. Again, and then thirdly, costume prop budget is through the roof.
What the production budget of these little like burlesque numbers, whatever you want to call it, crazy.
There was one where Alex had like a TV on the set that was that was shining light on her face and blowing air at her face, and the background was totally different than all the other backgrounds that have happened so far. So it was like a white, like grid background, which is totally different. I mean, man, I gotta go.
It doesn't fit the dive bar mentality of that place.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
You're
I
like,
know where they
it's
got
like
that money, but
cheap beer and burgers and amazing production numbers.
like where? Yeah, like come on, people. Undiscovered talent is
know.
here. It's amazing.
kind of amazing.
So yeah, that's why I want to work at Mawby's.
I want to work at Mawby's.
Yeah.
Maybe we can open our own Mawby's. We'll call it Sweeties.
The Sweetie Club.
That didn't even dawn on me. I was like, what?
Also a cat cafe. Good times. So,
Yeah. Awesome. So I have another favorite scene too.
okay.
So my second favorite scene, and one that also I remember, which I think, but also is more about the Sweetie confusion, was the scene. So they go on this date, and I forget why they go on that date. Is that for any reason? It was just like a random date.
Which one?
When they go to the restaurant, she's wearing the tuxedo.
I think it's partially to make up
For the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
So she's eating like sexily eating this lobster like you've never seen. She's like pulling apart, those like strings of lobster and like sexily like putting it in her mouth. And he's like, she's still like kind of a little bit mad at him. Oh, it was because after he took his wife to the ballet. And he's like, how's your lobster? And she's like, it sucks. And then, so imagine that. And then she has on this tuxedo, which, and these lacy stockings, which you see her like put into the crotch of his pants and is like feeling around his dick. And because they're like, what turns you on? What turns you on? So it's like very like sexy scene.
Okay.
And then his ex-wife comes in this like weird white outfit with this like shearling outdoor hat, and she's like, oh, Nick, like, this is Alex, I've heard so much about her. And she's just being like so shitty to Alex, like, oh, I heard you're a dancer, I heard you take off your clothes, and just being like a total ex-wife shithead. And Alex like takes off the tuxedo, and she only has the dickie on and nothing else. So it's like sleeveless, and you can like kind of see the sides of her boobs. It is so sexy. And she's like, yeah, like, because Nick's wife is like, oh, did he take you to the train yard on your first date? That's where he takes all the girls. She's trying to like minimize
He did
the
take her there.
experience. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's why
Oh
she's
my
trying to like
God.
minimize the experience. And Alex is like, yeah, he took me there, and then I fucked his brains out. It's like such a good, there's so much sex in that scene. It's like crazy.
So why was that Sweetie confusion?
Oh, because when I was little, I was so confused why she was putting her foot on his penis.
Yeah, that can be
Sweetest
confusing.
confusion.
Yeah, pretty confusing.
Yeah.
Sure. Is a Dicky the thing in Peter Pan that they draw like the treasure map on, and he like gets super pissed that the kids like drew on his Dicky?
I'm pretty sure that's called a Dicky. It's like the little. It just when you don't wear like a full shirt under your tuxedo.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it then. That's great. Love that. Love those Dickies.
Dicky with the Dicky. Oh my god.
Dicky with the Dicky.
She touched the Dicky and she was wearing the Dicky.
Crazy.
Wow.
I also shout out to the scene where she's talking to Nick in her apartment and she's wearing the classic what's that? The
sweatshirt?
Yeah, the gray sweatshirt. It's like the what is the word? Where
Like,
it's like
iconic.
Iconic, that's the word.
So
the iconic gray
little
sweatshirt.
story about that sweatshirt?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, okay. But my favorite scene is
Okay,
she
go.
takes her bra off
Yes.
while talking to him.
Classic
and, like,
scene.
you don't really like see it happening, and he doesn't really acknowledge it. And then, I mean, he does kind of, I guess, but it's pretty great. She just is like nonchalantly like, la la la. Meanwhile, talking, all of a sudden, she like pulls her bra out of the sleeve, and you're like, whoa!
And even his face is like,
She's
what's
a magician
happening here? I think like every girl like has tried to duplicate that in like moments of their
that.
life.
You used to do that every time when
I
you
know.
like lived alone. You'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna take this off.
Yeah.
I mean, not as gracefully.
Bras, ugh.
Who
But
needs them?
story about that cut off like what became like the iconic 80s sweatshirt look. So that was like Jennifer Beals sweatshirt that she wore to the set, and she put it in the dryer and it shrunk, and she like couldn't get the top over her head, so she cut out the collar.
Cool.
Guess because her hair was too big.
I guess it's full of secrets. That's a good fact.
I know.
Pretty cool fact. What else was I gonna say? She's a maniac. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah. So my only qualm with this movie is if you removed that central romantic relationship, would that have been a problem?
Yeah.
It would have.
No.
Oh.
I like
Do you need that romantic relationship?
But like everyone has it, because I was thinking like another movie I kept like thinking about when I was watching this was Save the Last Dance, which feels so similar to me, in that like you need someone. I mean, she had the Hannah woman as like her main motivator for a while, and not that like Nick was her motivator. Yeah, because like what did that romance provide to this storyline? Because he basically just was like a stalker to her. I've never seen someone more obsessed with someone in my whole life.
Super stalky. He would like follow her home. There's one part where he's like, oh, you want to ride home? She's like, no, I got one. She like goes off on her 10 speed. And then he's like creepily following her home the entire way behind her. And then another time he like is like following her when she goes into the ballet school and like comes back out, and then he goes in. He's like, what did she want?
Yeah.
Like super
And like
creepy,
she
possessive.
is a nut, and he's just one of those guys who loves nutty girls. I mean, someone who throws a rock at your window, like gets out of the car after you've basically done them a favor. I mean, she is a fucking nutcase, and he's like, ooh yeah, this turns me on, like so hot. I'm gonna say that I don't think that relationship lasted. I think she joins that ballet company and she's traveling the world and she's like, peace, Nick, have fun at the welding factory.
Probably.
But it was sweet, and he like I felt like it was one-sided in like the opposite way, which I like kind of like, that he was obsessed with her and she was like, well, like this is so fun, and like I feel like she like kind of missed a father figure. She talks about her dad so longingly. And he's like older and like more established and stuff like that. So I feel like that kind of fits there. I mean, there wouldn't be any sexy scenes. Like,
Right.
I mean, the dancing scenes were sexy.
I mean, if they like just had sex that time and they didn't like, what if that was the case?
Yeah.
Like they didn't embark on this relationship. Like it just, in some ways, it's that just like every movie has to have like a relationship, or
It does.
people can't hold on to it or don't get excited about it or whatever. But
Right.
I don't know. I feel like, I mean, those were the parts that kind of dragged for me. Like if she wasn't in a fight with him, like would it have gone faster? I don't know.
Do you think Nick Hurley is cute?
No.
Yeah.
He's very, I guess that was the 80s.
Sometimes I think he was cute, but that
Heel?
gap tooth, I'm not like loving.
Those always trip you up, man.
Yep.
He reminded me of Chris Sarandon / is it Richard Kind? Is that actor? No.
He was in, he sounds like a lot of voice stuff.
Cheer-
No.
All right.
Ted Danson?
Somebody
No.
else.
Richard Kind. Yeah. So, I mean, I would, like, find him cute sometimes, not. Like, he was really tall, and he had, like, a nice head of hair, which is, like, always I'm a sucker for. And he, like, sometimes had this boyish look, but sometimes looked kind of old.
Oh, no, yeah. It was him, but, like, a skinny version of him.
Oh, no. Richard Kind is not attractive.
No, I know, but this guy reminds me of him sometimes.
Ew, no.
Like a skinny Richard Kind.
No, I don't think so. But there was like so many, and I don't know if I can trust this on IMDb because it's like the most random fucking people that they say like almost got this role. So the one's second place was Kevin Costner, which I mean I could see that would be like horrible. Gene Simmons,
What?
but didn't want to do it because it would like kill his like cred of what he built for in Kiss.
Pretty much exactly that.
Can you imagine Gene Simmons doing that role?
No.
Has he like ever appeared without that makeup? Just so
I don't know.
random.
All I can picture is Alice Cooper, so I'm striking
And then on the other end of it, the Jennifer Beals role. So they had 3 actresses. I forgot who one of them was, but it was Jennifer Beals, and then Demi Moore was the third one apparently.
who got to live out this fantasy in the movie Striptease.
Right,
So.
exactly, and really like made it much farther than
Which
Jennifer Beals.
And which is another scene where she starts the striptease as dressed as a man.
Yeah. Ooh,
So
yeah,
it really
forgot about
flips that
movie.
gender.
So I don't know if this is to be believed or not, but when they came up to those 3 actresses, how they like decided is they went to a construction site, showed the guys all 3 pictures of the women, and said, "Who would you like to fuck?" Isn't that really gross?
Yes.
Because she's amazing in this. Like I feel like she has such charisma, such passion. I mean, she didn't do the dancing, and that's like a whole another thing that I don't know if I should go into now because I have a whole
Sure.
rant.
Let's unpack it. Let's unpack
Okay,
it.
let's unpack this like one fake dancer at a time. Okay, so Hollywood has this thing about like trying to keep up the illusion that these people who they picked as the actors are also the dancers or the singers or whatever. And they never give credit to the people who do those roles, which as a former dancer and my best friend is a ballet dancer, I'm like, that makes me livid to see that like those people who work so hard do not get the credit that they deserve for doing those roles. So for this one, so Jennifer Beals, they did a great job, I feel like, from this time period of this movie, convincing you that it was her dancing. I mean, if you thought about it and you're like, you never like see her full body dancing with her face, but like it doesn't matter because they just do it so well.
Yeah, and I think dancing is one of the few things that you can do that because you're moving so quickly that you don't really get a chance to really take time out and look at somebody's face. But they really came up with some ingenious ways to hide the face of the stunt dancer. Right. So let's go over those. So the very beginning, her first act is completely in the shadow. Yep. So you never see her face.
And it's like so hot because that's the one where she like pours the water on herself. It's like one of the most like sexy dance scenes.
It's very sexy. Yep. So there's that one. The maniac sequence, I think is after that. And that's another one in the shadows. Yep. And whenever you do see Jennifer, it's just like face, like just head only, neck up. Yeah. So it's that.
And there's a lot of like bottom.
Yep. Bottom, movement. Like butt.
Yeah.
Butt views.
Butt views.
That bum, man, I wish I had a bum like that. And then Alex's other dance performance, she's wearing this like white costume makeup, so it kind of really hides her face. So that's pretty ingenious. What was and then is it the last one? I feel like there's another part. I guess so.
No, I think that's it. And the last one, like, is probably the least amount of good job that they do. So she had this one main dancer who did all of her dancing. And you can, if you watch this movie enough, you can tell that the woman has, I think is wearing a wig. And it doesn't match Jennifer Beals' hair. So you're like, wait a minute. So maybe it wasn't a wig. And, I don't know. It's very, the
had
wig.
to be. It was too bouncy.
It was bizarre.
Long. It was too long.
And her build is a little bit different than her. But overall, I think they do, a pretty good job with that. And then the last dance scene, she has so that main dancer, and then they have a woman who does. There's just one gymnastics leap, and then the one that people always talk about is there's this break dancing move at the end where she does that's whatever that's called when you spin on the floor with your back on the floor and your legs up. And they had to use a man. And I was like, what? There's not one female breakdancer in the whole world.
Yeah. And it's not just a man. They could have at least had the decency to find kind of a skinny guy.
Yeah.
Do that scene, but it is a fucking ripped male.
God.
Giant bulging muscles little wig
Yeah.
held on with like a giant headband. Which
Ugh.
she's not even wearing a headband.
No. And so I was reading the trivia, and that guy's name is Crazy Legs, first of all, which is hilarious and awesome. And they said Crazy Legs would do anything. Like he would wear a wig, shave his legs, like just so it would look like a woman, except he refused to shave his mustache. So you may be able to glimpse like his mustache in one of the roles. I'm like, mustache? The dude has like tree trunks for legs.
It's so funny.
Like you don't see the mustache. The guy is like completely different build.
We'll post a picture
my
later with the evidence, but
I don't know how they thought they could get away with that. And again, like nothing credited to being like, like Alex stunt dancers. Like that poor woman who was a dancer, like
not even in the credits.
Like not. I don't know. We should look. I hope at least in the credits, but not for that direct role, which is just awful.
Damn. Yeah.
I know. Like,
Because it's good.
like, hey everybody, I was in Flashdance.
It's great stuff.
Prove it.
But you know who did not need a stunt dancer was Penny from Dirty Dancing is in this. Sorry. I'm stepping up to the Sweetie alums.
Do we only have the one in here?
Oh, I guess it's just her.
That's
Sweetie alums. Yeah.
Sweetie alums.
Yeah, so Penny, this was before Dirty Dancing even. She was still just as skinny in 1983 as she was in 1987. Don't worry. Still rocking the belts around the tiny waist.
Yeah.
Still
letting men walk all over her in this movie too.
Oh yeah. What's up with that?
Well, this was before Dirty
I know.
Dancing. But
I know. That's what I just said. Like I can't. She's still as skinny.
Penny, Tina Techno.
She's cool. I mean, she's such a
That's
great
right.
dancer.
Yeah,
She has a
she's
really great
awesome.
dance scene to what's I think is my favorite song of the soundtrack, which is "Going on a Manhunt." I guess it's just called Manhunt.
Yeah.
Who sings that?
I have to look. I mean, I'm downloading the
Yeah,
soundtrack
I know.
ASAP.
I gotta listen to those now.
So good.
But yeah, that's my favorite scene. She's wearing like cool black like clothes. There's a brick wall. She's wearing a catcher's mask in the very beginning. Not really. I don't really get that, but
It has the most like crazy 80s
Yeah.
makeup and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
earring,
yeah.
The, like, remember those like weird earrings that were like,
and you only wore one.
but
Yeah.
it was like, I feel like you could like almost make
A
them
lightning bolt.
sometimes.
Oh,
No, but they were like this certain kind of like material that the earrings are made out of. It was like, I'll have to like look it up.
let me look it up. But she does one of those wall jumps where you like climb, you like run up the wall and then flip
I
over.
wonder if she did that or
So
someone else
cool.
did.
I don't know.
I don't know if she was like a tumbler.
A lot of tumbling in this. A lot of tumbling. But yeah, I love that scene. Love it. What else?
Going on a manhunt, ruling around.
Does this mainly remind you of Say the Last Dance because of the false start at the audition? I'm always like, man, are there other movies that have a false where somebody's doing a big dance and then they mess up and then they're like, can I start again?
Well, I mean,
Say the
also
Last
someone
Dance.
trying out for a ballet company, someone like super intimidated, tries one time, like can't do it. I mean, that one obviously revolves around that relationship with her mom, which is a huge deal. The love interest comes and like cheers her on, and like that's how she's able to like keep going.
Well, not in Flashdance. She picks her own self up. Yo.
No, but definitely. But Say the Last Dance, remember she does also something like off the books, and everyone's like, whoa, this is
That's
so
the-
different.
The contemporary piece.
Yeah. So it's like that's like the 90s Flashdance, which it's not as cool. I mean, I love that movie, but this movie is
Minus the
way
stripping.
cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the stripping's awesome.
I know. It really is cool.
Sad story about the woman who played Jeannie.
Oh, no.
R.I.P. Died at the age of 30 before this movie was released of a cerebral aneurysm.
What? She was 30 when she made that? Or like around 30?
Like 29, and then she died the next year.
Oh my
and then
God.
that song we were talking about, Gloria, that she sings to, Laura Branigan, she also died of a cerebral aneurysm.
What? Oh my God. Is it like a curse? Like a
I don't
poltergeist
know.
curse? Curse of
kinda
the movie?
fucked up,
That's
though,
really
right?
fucked up.
But so sad, and like that's one of those deaths that you're just like, I mean, you just drop dead. You don't know you're gonna
I'm
get
always
that.
afraid that's going to happen to me.
I know.
I'd be like, how would I know? How would
I'm
I
like,
know?
maybe I should stop drinking this wine.
What? Is that causing?
No,
Oh.
it probably doesn't. Clears out your
Fuck out of here.
stuff.
Oh no. Okay, well we'll keep drinking this wine while we ponder death. We're okay. We're gonna make it. What else you got?
I can
I
cut
think those
you
are all my
like
notes.
a knife. Do. I had some stuff about her style.
Okay.
Alex's style is so interesting because you know, she's bicycling around a lot of times. So half the time it's like tomboy, and she's also a welder. So she's wearing like these big coats and these welder boots and these, you know, kind of cool jeans and like stuff like that. But then she has all these like furs and awesome dresses and like Dickies and cool coats, and like she's so pretty. She has these like big doe eyes, and she's like these great eyelashes,
lipstick.
and I'm just really idolizing her today. I
Sometimes,
want to be her.
Yeah. I was looking at her life, and I was like, oh, it's a pretty cool apartment. Like, she has a pretty cool life. But then I'm like, man, she's fucking working all the time. Like, does she get to do anything? Like, ever, like, rest? I feel like she's always fucking working. She's welding by day, dancing by night. I mean, there was that one time she came home and watched ballet on the TV.
Yeah, no. I mean, it sounds like she can pick her days off, because remember when the guy's like, hey, Alex, where you been all week?
You been?
And she was like depressed because Nick like supposedly screwed her over. I think she just like took that out of control. Because really she would not have gotten that audition like if he hadn't said anything, because she had no experience.
Like, so, like, sad to say, like, unfortunately, yes, a man helped you like get to where you are,
and that was the point of her freaking out,
right?
But
Which I totally understand,
me too.
but definitely she would not have gotten that audition, because it was just based on this kind of dance resume that she had to submit in the application, which included all the dance places you studied dance in the order from like most recent or whatever. Guess what? She studied at no places.
Right.
So they would have looked at that and been like, what is this
Later,
blank application?
back of the line. And it's not like you could send in a video, be like, oh, here's me at the strip club. So there was nothing to go on. So she like needed that inside edge. So it's like take that and just run with it. And like Nick says, like, you still have to make the audition. Like, I'm not going to be there to help pull strings there. Like, this is just getting your foot in the door, and it's okay. You know, as we've now learned as career women, that it's all about networking.
Yes.
Just you need to get your foot in the door, and then you can like decide. You know, they can decide then once you show up.
Get that interview and then rock it.
Yes.
It's always the hardest part is getting that. So
I
once you
know.
can get that far, you can rock it.
Yeah.
Unless you're bad at interviews, which I'm sorry, but it's just you're fucked.
Womp womp.
You're out. But yeah. I don't have anything else. I thought I had way more things to talk about, but I guess I wrote a whole page on why I want to work at Mawby's, and that was it.
God. Ode to Mawby's.
I just really wanted to work there. Oh, we wanted to talk about how... So Mawby's is actually... So Sweetie and I are obsessed with this movie called Feds, which was made in... Do you know off the top of your head? No. Sometime in the 80s, late 80s. But it stars Mary Gross and... Rebecca De Mornay as FBI like trainees basically in the academy, the only two women like training to be FBI agents, and their shenanigans they get up to. But there's a scene in that movie where they go to this bar called Mawby's and they drink like a handle of gin or something. Maybe it's I think it might be gin, but it's a whole handle. I remember that vividly. So it's called Mawby's, and then we realized that the same bar is in Flashdance, also called Mawby's, except now it's a strip club, or exotic dance club. So come to find out,
so I looked it up. I was like, let's go on a road trip to Mawby's, thinking it's like in Pittsburgh or in Feds takes place in like near DC, and it's like it was in Virginia or something like that, or Delaware. And so I'm like, let's go to Mawby's bar on like the Sweetie Club field trip. So I look it up, and it's a fake bar, like a movie set that's in California that they like film scenes at for different movies. And I was bummed.
it's weird that they don't like change. It's not a thing where you can kind of swap out like the name of the bar. I get like the facade and like you just change out the title, but they just kept the Mawby's. So I'd like to know more about that. Maybe I will write a piece on the history of Mawby's bar in film.
I want a
It could be
Mawby's bar
interesting.
T-shirt. You know how they had like the white T-shirts with just the simple black writing? That would be so funny, and wear it around and see
Pretty
people are
classic.
like, Mawby's bar, hey.
Oh, another thing I should have added into my why I want to work at Mawby's bar list is that the gentlemen that go to the club are very supportive. Like you would think that they would not be interested in this weird ass dancing, like not very sexual, but they fucking love it. And they're like, they cheer them on. They're like, they recognize the good dancing. I don't know. It's just a good place. It's a
We
nice
need to
place.
make a bar like that. I think it would really be a change for this scene in Boston.
Men and women can dance. It would be great. I mean, like, that's my dream. All you did
Open
also
dance
probably was choreograph dances in your room in front of the mirror. I know I did. I had a whole like concert to Janet Jackson's Design of a Decade, like in my head.
I know.
Like concert. I like perform it every night in front of the mirror. Like, here we go. We're going on stage tonight. Time for the show. Like, Nasty Boys. Here we go.
We did a lot of concerts.
Yeah,
little,
we did.
Little dance concerts.
A lot of concerts for nobody.
For nobody. We just loved it.
That's how we roll.
I know. We're such dancers at heart.
Yep. But that was us.
Yeah.
So yeah, good flick.
Yeah, such a good movie. If you have not seen this movie, I recommend you check it out immediately. If you've not listened to the soundtrack and you like 80s music with like kind of a lot of synth and
Powerful, like Pat Benatar style music.
Like,
all that.
Just so classic
And,
80s.
but did you notice? So they're all like that kind of style of song, like women empowerment, women are awesome, except for the She's a Maniac song. Yeah. And when she goes to the strip club, it's like fucking, like, what's his face? Do you think I'm sexy? It sounded like that.
No, wasn't it Tootsie Tonight? That one?
What's that? Who sings that?
That was, I don't know, but that's the song, I think.
Well, it sounded like an artist that I recognized.
Huh?
Tootsie? Like toots? Like, how do you spell that?
Tootsie? Toootsie.
That's Tootsie.
Yeah, or Toot.
Tootsie Tonight.
Tootsie Tonight.
Do you think it's on the Flashdance soundtrack?
Yeah.
Cycle V, Miss Her. Seduce Me Tonight?
Oh, is that what it is? Seduce Me Tonight. Oh my God. Why do I think it was
Wait,
Tootsie?
well, why did it come up when we did that? Oh, because people mishear it.
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my God.
Well, it's all kinds of things. It's like, shoot, juicy tonight.
Wow. Who sings that song?
Seduce Me Tonight. Cycle V?
Wow. Seduce Me Tonight. Wow. Why does it sound so much like Tootsie?
It's the unofficial theme song to the movie Tootsie. No, I'm just kidding. That's funny.
Such a strip club song.
Cycle V? I've never heard of them. Okay, well, good to know. Now we know in case that ever comes up.
Yeah.
Trivia contest. We will win.
We will get it. Yeah, and just side note, I can't wait to go on dates where I run through abandoned train yards / buildings.
That
Why
looks
isn't
really
that
fun.
more of a date?
Well, it's interesting. She was like walking on the train tracks in these heels. They're running through the empty welding factory.
It's like running in an empty building. You're like, woo, this is so fun.
Sexual.
But then you can like hook up in the abandoned building, and then she's like, touch my
in that
boobs.
creepy shaft elevator, but they totally did it in there.
Yes.
They
No, she
totally did
said,
it.
I fucked his brains out. That's
Well,
what they did.
after in her bed.
No, I think. Oh, doesn't she ask him like, what do you like? No, phone booths.
Well, that was after. That was after they were into
She goes,
their-
do you like phone booths?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Or I bet you like to just do it in a bed.
Woo.
I mean, she's 18. How much sexual
Oh
experience
yeah,
does
I
she
keep forgetting
have?
she's so young. She seems so old. She's so
She
mature.
and that's the weird thing is that she seems mature, but that actress was actually 18. Usually actresses are like 25 and
Yeah.
they're playing someone that's 18, but she was actually this age and she seemed older. It was like the
Oh,
reverse.
Jennifer Beals.
I know.
Where have you
what
been?
happened to her?
Too much plastic surgery, I guess. She looks. I don't
Just like-
really recognize her.
Aw.
You told me she had work done.
Well, it just looked like it, but she's
Yeah.
also older, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, she looks good. Like a
Yeah.
little too good to be older.
JB,
we love you.
I want to be you as an 18-year-old. Like me as a 33-year-old
Yeah.
wants to be you as an 18-year-old.
the big hobo coats. We're
Yeah.
back. Like,
I know.
yeah,
I'm gonna
it
do
was
it.
good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Hope you get your Flashdance on.
Hope you're a bunch of maniacs on the
You're
floor.
a maniac,
Get real
maniac on the
Shake
floor.
that sweat out. Shake
And
it
you're
out.
listening to Large March Santas like you never did before.
Nice. Good one. Good riff. But just thank you for listening. Please do us a huge favor and leave us a review on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at the Sweetie Club. Sweetie's dancing like a maniac right now. Whoa, it's getting crazy. Follow us on Instagram at Large Marge Sent Us. And just keep being awesome because we love you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.